Lalu Prasad Yadav in the land for jobs scam. The Enforcement Directorate questions Manish Sisodia in the Tihar jail, this over money laundering charges. Cattle smuggling accused is allowed secret meetings under the Bengal police watch. It's a big controversy erupting. Rahul Gandhi attacking the Indian Parliament on foreign soil. He says voices are muzzled on the floor of the House. Yogi's bulldozer action continues. Properties linked to Mukhtar Ansari are razed. Hello and a very good evening. The show is called The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. Corruption, corruption and more corruption. You would recall in the run-up to the 2014 election, then 2019 election, and now there is a larger sense that in a build-up to the big elections of 2024, you will see and hear a lot of political parties making noises when it comes to corruption. Now, there are some parties, ladies and gentlemen, that make noise for corruption and some against corruption. But what unites parties like the BJP, the Trinamool Congress, the Congress to the RJD? Is there a normalization of corruption? And can there be any kind of politics when it comes to corruption? Right from what you've seen in Delhi to the action against Satyendra Jain, Manish Sisodia, to now the action against Lalu Prasad Yadav. Also, we've seen an interesting picture earlier in the day coming in from the state of Karnataka, where a BJP MLA whose son is caught with wads of cash right in front of him first goes underground till he gets bail and then he decides to resurface and he's given a hero's welcome. The BJP there is silent. The same BJP that says it is against corruption and that is why you have action happening against Lalu Prasad Yadav, against Manish Sisodia. So the question we are asking, whose corruption is it anyway? Who's playing politics with corruption? And why should corruption matter to these netas? Is corruption that glue that sticks through all these political parties? And you, the viewer, why should you be concerned about corruption? First up, the entire story, and then we debate.
As ED team interrogated Manish Sisodia for over 6 hours in Tihar jail in connection with money laundering charge and Liquorgate, Kejriwal continued to defend his former deputy.
आज मैं बेहद चिंतित हूं। मनीष और सत्येंद्र की गिरफ्तारी को लेकर नहीं। मनीष सिसोदिया और सत्येंद्र जैन बहुत बहादुर हैं, देश के लिए जान भी दे सकते हैं। जेल की कोठरी उनके बुलंद हौसलों को नहीं तोड़ पाएगी।
As CBI completed 2 rounds of questioning of Lalu Prasad Yadav in land for job scam, his son has cried political conspiracy.
तो भाजपा में अगर आप लड़िएगा, भाजपा को आईना दिखाओगे, भाजपा से सवाल करोगे, तो इस तरह का काम तो होता ही रहता, कोई नई बात तो है नहीं। जिस दिन ये नई सरकार बनी है उस दिन से हम कह रहे हैं कि हर महीने तो होता ही ना भाई, तो इसमें कोई फर्क पड़ रहा है किसी को? ये तो बिहार की जनता देख ही रही है।
While opposition leaders have accused the centre of weaponizing agencies, BJP too cannot claim high moral ground. With crackers, garlands and procession, corruption-accused BJP MLA Virupakshappa got a hero's welcome.
ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ ದಾಖಲೆ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು, ನನಗೆ ನೋಟಿಸೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಲೋಕಾಯುಕ್ತದಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ನೋಟಿಸ್,
ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶದ ಮೇರೆಗೆ ನೀವು
ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶ ಬಂದು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆರೋಪ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆರೋಪ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನೇನು KJM ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ವಿನಃ ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆರೋಪ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
The BJP has also not set any sort of goals over here, or they have not even set any target stating that they will be taking action against him. All that the Chief Minister stated was that Madal Virupakshappa had gone on to resign from the post of the Karnataka Soaps and Detergents Limited as the chairman. He's resigned from his post, but he still continues to remain as one of the directors of the KSDL. He still remains to stay as one of the directors as well. So why is no concrete action being taken against him, and why has he not been sacked from the party is something with the Chief Minister and the BJP State High Command in Karnataka will have to answer.
Why is every party trying to shield corruption accused? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So corruption, ladies and gentlemen, has become the number one headline again. But like I said, it is our corruption versus someone else's. And is this corruption less, or is that corruption less? Is that what the fight really has come down to? And do all political parties unite when it comes to issues of corruption, and they simply want to hide it? I see Shyam Prasad Meka, leader of the Congress, with us, along with T.R. Prasad Gada, leader of the JDS. Good evening to both of you gentlemen. We are also waiting for a representative from the BJP and the RJD to join us in just a bit. But let's get kick-started with T.R. Prasad Gada, because Mr. Gowda, we've seen images earlier coming in from the state of Karnataka. And in fact, I'm going to be requesting my producer Raisa to put out those images so that, we can have a better look and our viewers can understand what we are talking of. It's the same political party that vouchers for zero tolerance to corruption. But today you have their MLA who still continues to be an MLA, and this is the kind of cash and recovery, Mr. Gowda, that was made from his son. Now, I want to know today, why is there no action against this man? And do you, as in the JDS, believe that the Chief Minister, Bommai, needs to sack him?
Well, BJP from the day one they got into power, they are practicing corruption itself. This is not the first instance or first case. Of course, the Lokayukta police have caught them by red hand. This is just a beginning. I believe it's a tip of their corruption. They have taken 40% bribes on every works, PWD works or any works. They have fixed it. Amit Shah ji and Modi ji will come from Delhi. They will give big talks here in Karnataka, and they will talk about our party. They do not know. They should understand their party well. How in Karnataka, Karnataka legislators, their legislators are functioning here. How their government is running, they should understand better, because before commenting on other people.
But Mr. Gowda, you do make sir a lot of political points, and I'm still awaiting to be joined by a BJP spokesperson, because I think it's important for the BJP today to tell us more about why have they not acted against this man. And before I go to Mr. Meka, Mr. Gowda, tell me something. Is the JDS then officially saying for the first time that we will not align with the BJP in the state of Karnataka, come what may? Because we realize that there is this politics of convenience. Today you will speak against the BJP on issues of corruption and a lot of other things. But post the elections, we might just see you along with the BJP, and you will be in power, because then it's only power that matters, and you forget about issues of corruption, Mr. Gowda.
As a matter of fact, madam, we do not want to align with anybody. And our leader, H.D. Kumaraswamy, former Chief Minister, is going for Ratha Yatra all over Karnataka, and convincing the people, let this time 2023 if people give us a free power on our own, we do not want to join hands with any of these national parties. Give us a free hand to form the government on our own, so that we can perform better in the future times, and we can give you very good governance in the state of Karnataka. That's what we are trying to understand, make people to understand about our programs and everything. And as a matter of fact, we do not want to align with anybody. Definitely pains
Okay,
us.
you clearly are wanting to keep the doors open.
If the mandate comes,
Mr. Gowda, I think voters understand that you are wanting to keep the door open, because you are saying, you're making a plain statement saying we'll not align with anyone, we don't want to. But later, Mr. Mecca is also nodding his head in agreement, I think, as I also say good evening to Chittaranjan Gagan, who's the General Secretary and spokesperson of the RJD. Because Mr. Mecca, later we'll be told this is only for people's interest. To give stability to people, to the state, we all have to come together. But before I take a response from you, I want to take this with your permission to Mr. Gagan, because a lot of action is also happening in Bihar. अब चित्रंजन गगन जी, मुझे ये बताइए कि लालू प्रसाद यादव, उनका पूरा परिवार इस समय ये कहना चाहता है कि हमें टारगेट किया जा रहा है, और यही वजह है कि अब नरेंद्र मोदी और उनकी सरकार ने हमारे खिलाफ सीबीआई और ईडी का इस्तेमाल शुरू कर दिया है. लेकिन क्या आप ये भूल गए कि करप्शन तो करप्शन है ना सर, करप्शन पे एक्शन तो होगा.
नहीं मैडम, देखिए, सभी समझ रहे हैं कि 2024 में जो चुनाव होने जा रहा है, और बिहार में जो एक गैर भाजपा दल जो एक साथ आए हैं, महागठबंधन बना है, तो इससे इनकी परेशानी बढ़ गई है. जो इनका इंटरनल सर्वे हुआ है, उसमें जो रिपोर्ट किया है कि बिहार में महागठबंधन बहुत बेहतर स्थिति में है, और उसके बाद जो है सो जो परेशान करने के लिए, छवि को प्रभावित करने के लिए जो है सो इस ढंग की हरकत कर रहे हैं. तो हम लोग को पहले से भी अनुमान था. जिस केस को 2009 के पहले जिसको क्लोज कर दिया गया, उसको जो है सो 2017 में फाइल खोला गया. फिर जब एनडीए की सरकार बिहार में बन गई, फिर उसको क्लोज कर दिया गया. फिर जब महागठबंधन की सरकार बनी, जनता दल जब आरजेडी के साथ आ गई, फिर वह उसकी प्रक्रिया शुरू हो गई. तो लोग समझ रहे हैं, और बिहार की जनता इस बात को समझ रहा है. इसीलिए लाख ये प्रयास किए, लालू जी को जेल के अंदर डाल दिए. उसके बावजूद तेजस्वी जी के नेतृत्व में बिहार में सबसे बड़ी पार्टी होकर राष्ट्रीय जनता दल आई. सबसे बड़ा जनाधार इसका बरकरार रहा, सबसे अधिक वोट मिला, और कहिए कि बस मार्जिनल वोट से सरकार बनाने से चूक गए. तो इसलिए जनता, यहाँ बिहार की जनता समझ रही है. और अभी जो कुछ भी हरकत हो रहा है, जिस ढंग से पूरे देश में जो भी भाजपा के खिलाफ आवाज उठाता है, जो भी भाजपा के खिलाफ के अलायंस बनने की दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहा है, उसके खिलाफ में छापामारी करना, चाहे वह महाराष्ट्र हो, चाहे वह दिल्ली में आप हो, या बिहार हो, या झारखंड हो, हर जगह यही हो रहा है. और
लेकिन देखिए
लोग इनके साथ
चित्रंजन जी, इस समय भाजपा की प्रवक्ता अपराजिता को हमारे साथ जुड़ना था. मुझे नहीं पता वो अभी तक क्यों नहीं जुड़ी है, और हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं लगातार वो जुड़े. लेकिन भाजपा तो ये कह रही है कि उन्हीं के स्टेट में लोकायुक्त की रेड पड़ती है और वहां से इतना कैश मिलता है, और लोकायुक्त वहां पर कार्रवाई कर रहा है, कोर्ट में केस गया है. तो लालू प्रसाद यादव क्यों विक्टिम कार्ड खेल रहे हैं?
नहीं मैडम, मैं यह कह रहा हूं कि जिस केस को क्लोज कर दिया गया 2009 के पहले का मामला है. 2009 के पहले तेजस्वी जी की उम्र क्या थी? तेजस्वी जी की क्या संलिप्तता उसमें हो सकती है? आपने FIR में तेजस्वी जी का नाम दिया, कब दिया? जब
नहीं, लेकिन चित्रंजन जी, जो बात आप दर्शकों को नहीं बता रहे हैं कि उसी तेजस्वी के खिलाफ तब जो चार्जेस थे, उसी की वजह से नीतीश कुमार ने आरजेडी का साथ छोड़कर वो बीजेपी के पास गए. तो अब बहुत सारे लोग तो ये भी कह रहे हैं कि हो सकता है इसी पूरे प्रकरण के बाद नीतीश कुमार आरजेडी को छोड़ देंगे. कैसा होगा सर?
नहीं, बिल्कुल सही मैडम, मैं उसी चुप के एक्सप्लेन कर दे रहा हूँ. देखिए, 2015 में जब जनता दल और आरजेडी की सरकार बनी, तो 2017 में उस फाइल को खोल दिया गया जिसे 2009 के पहले क्लोज कर दिया गया, और आरोप लगाया गया कि तेजस्वी यादव भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व हैं. और इसी आधार पर नीतीश जी ने, आदरणीय नीतीश जी ने महागठबंधन से अलग होकर भाजपा के साथ जाने का निर्णय लिया. और 2022 में जब नीतीश जी राजद के साथ आए, तो उन्होंने कहा, उनका स्टेटमेंट है कि चूंकि उस समय जो आरोप लगाया गया तेजस्वी यादव पर, और इतने साल हो गए, 5 साल में एक भी प्रमाण कुछ नहीं सामने आया, केवल रेड करने के अलावा, केवल जो है सो एक हवाबाजी के अलावा कुछ भी नहीं आया। एक भी आरोप ऐसा नहीं सामने आया जो
ठीक है, आप कहते हैं ये हवाबाजी है, आप सर कहते हैं ये हवाबाजी है, लेकिन सीबीआई, एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट, हर कोई ये कहता है कि बहुत सारे प्रमाण है हमारे पास, और यही वजह है कि चार्जशीट भी दायर हो चुकी है, कोर्ट ने समन भी किया हुआ है आरोपियों को 15 तारीख के लिए। मैं आपके पास आती हूँ सर, आपके पास आती हूँ। अब श्याम प्रसाद मेका ने अभी तक सर उन्होंने अपना ओपनिंग कमेंट नहीं दिया है। एक बार कांग्रेस की सुन लीजिए सर,
1% से भी कम,
ठीक है, एक बार कांग्रेस की सुनते हैं, फिर मैं आती हूँ सर आपके पास।
जी
ठीक है, आप अभी भी ये मानते हैं ये हवाबाजी है। नाउ मिस्टर मेका, हाउ डू यू रीड इनटू व्हाट रियली हैज बीन हैपनिंग? द पॉइंट इज that can there be any fire without a smoke? And are we saying that the opposition has no skeletons in their cupboard, but this is a government that is creating fictitious cases against you? Is that what the Congress's claim is?
No. See, Deepti ji, if you understand the issue, so Congress doesn't want any long leash to be given to any corrupt practices. We want the institutions of this country to work independently, to work as per the Constitution. The law should provide equality for everybody. What is happening, if you try to understand in the overall scenario, what is happening today is, for a minute, leave the individual corruption charges. Each party defends their own men, but only opposition party members, as long as they are not aligned with BJP, they get charged. Leave that aside for a minute. Look at the major corruption areas that we have, right? So we have a big scandal on the Adani issue. We have a big scandal on Rafale. We have a big scandal in this country that is pulled off in the form of electoral bonds without transparency. We have a much bigger scandal in the form of PM CARES. These things are not being investigated. Okay, leave aside the macro level issues. Coming to understand why this is happening. One, the powers that are in the chair today, they are using the CBI, ED and anti-corruption drive as a tool to control their political opponents. We all know most.
But where is the proof, Mr. Meka? Mr. Meka, sir, you, Mr. Gowda, and also Mr. Chitranjan, all of you have made the similar charge. I want to ask all of you, क्या आरजेडी के पास ये प्रूफ है दिखाने के लिए कि एजेंसीज का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है? या मिस्टर गाउडा और यू मिस्टर मेका, do you have any proof to establish?
30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Let me tell you.
Yes, Mr. Meka, then I'll come to Mr. Chitranjan and Mr. Gowda.
नहीं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का कमेंट है
ठीक है, Mr. Meka, complete your points.
बिजली का तोता।
One second. As a tool to control one, second,
yes,
affecting the independence of the institutions, and the third is, if you look at this government built an image as a crusader against corruption, to show and cheat people on the same lines, to sell their narrative. They are using the institutions to control opposition leaders, just so that their image of anti-corruption crusade is fresh in the minds of the people, while everybody goes through the washing machine and does a Ganga Snan as soon as they join.
So what,
BJP.
you have, Mr. Meka, I'm running out of time, but I have to ask one last question. I have the JDS, the Congress and the RJD on the panel. Now tell me one thing that unites all of you. The Prime Minister said that the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate has got everyone together. But आप लोग तो तब भी एक साथ नहीं आ रहे हैं. तो आप 2024 की लड़ाई कैसे लड़ेंगे, Mr. Gowda? How will you fight the BJP?
So, yeah, we have a lot of issues to fight against BJP. First point itself, in the state of Karnataka, they are having corruption. They are in all the fields. In all the, you say, for example, in the field of public works department, they have number one corruption people. In the field of medicine, right from the COVID time till today, the corruption is like anything. We have a lot of proofs also to establish. we will go before the people and we will tell everything before the people only, because they are the better judge. Even corruption, because hello.
Yes, Mr. Gora, I'm afraid I've run out of time completely, though I wanted to go to the RJD also to get their perspective. But this is a conversation that I think will continue now in the days to come, keeping in mind that corruption is back in the focus. Corruption is back as the #1 headline. Unfortunately, we could not connect with the BJP spokesperson. But on the other side, we get you our next edition of The Burning Question. And ladies and gentlemen, be wary. Corruption, like I said, is our corruption versus their corruption. And there are political parties trying to glorify this. I thank all of you for joining us. On the other side, back with much more.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 10 years, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Rajasthan government has still not made any comments on the despicable act which reportedly its policemen has done on the widows of the CRPF martyrs. When the wives of the CRPF martyrs went to Ashok Gehlot, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, to ask for the promise to them by the Rajasthan government, instead of acknowledging to the demands, they were manhandled. Does not only insult the widows of CRPF martyrs, but this also enrages the modesty of women.
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, B-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangster scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
स्ट्रेचर पर लेटा हुआ यही शख्स उस्मान उर्फ विजय कुमार है। प्रयागराज उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में दूसरा बड़ा इनकाउंटर पुलिस ने किया है, जिसे आज तड़के सुबह कौंदियारा थाना इलाके में पुलिस ने बाहर गिराया। इसे पोस्टमार्टम के लिए लेकर जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बड़ी कामयाबी है एसटीएफ के लिए, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस के लिए।
CBI team has reached Rabri residence in Patna. Tej Pratap Yadav, Rabri Devi, all are present inside the residence. This is the interrogation pertaining to the land for job scam which was done during Lalu Yadav's tenure as railway minister. The case is in the High Court in Delhi as well as the Patiala Court, and summons have been sent to both Rabri Devi, Tejasvi Yadav and other family members time and again.
Rajasthan government has still not made any comments on the despicable act which reportedly its policemen has done on the widows of the CRPF martyrs. When the wives of the CRPF martyrs went to Ashok Gehlot, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, to ask for the promise to them by the Rajasthan government, instead of acknowledging to the demands, they were manhandled. Does not only insult the widows of CRPF martyrs, but this also enrages the modesty of women.
that India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, Bhaglo, Bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or Bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangsters scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
स्ट्रेचर पर लेटा हुआ यही शख्स उस्मान उर्फ विजय कुमार है। प्रयागराज उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में दूसरा बड़ा इनकाउंटर पुलिस ने किया है, जिसे आज तड़के सुबह गोंदियारा थाना इलाके में पुलिस ने बाहर गिराया। इसे पोस्टमार्टम के लिए लेकर जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बड़ी कामयाबी है एसटीएफ के लिए, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस के लिए।
CBI team has reached Rabri residence in Patna. Tej Pratap Yadav, Rabri Devi, all are present inside the residence. This is the interrogation pertaining to the land for job scam which was done during Lalu Yadav's tenure as railway minister. The case is in the High Court in Delhi as well as the Patiala Court, and summons have been sent to both Rabri Devi, Tejasvi Yadav and other family members time and again.
Rajasthan government has still not made any comments on the despicable act which reportedly its policemen has done on the widows of the CRPF martyrs. When the wives of the CRPF martyrs went to Ashok Gehlot, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, to ask for the promise to them by the Rajasthan government, instead of acknowledging to the demands, they were manhandled. Does not only insult the widows of CRPF martyrs, but this also enrages the modesty of women.
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, Bhaglo, Bhaglo meaning participate in the process of development. Or Bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangsters scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
स्ट्रेचर पर लेटा हुआ यही शख्स उस्मान उर्फ विजय कुमार है। प्रयागराज उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में दूसरा बड़ा इनकाउंटर पुलिस ने किया है, जिसे आज तड़के सुबह गोंदियारा थाना इलाके में पुलिस ने बाहर गिराया। इसे पोस्टमार्टम के लिए लेकर जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बड़ी कामयाबी है एसटीएफ के लिए, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस के लिए।
CBI team has reached Rabri residents in Patna. Tej Pratap Yadav, Rabri Devi, all are present inside the residence. This is the interrogation pertaining to the land for job scam which was done during Lalu Yadav's tenure as Railway Minister. The case is in the High Court in Delhi as well as the Patiala Court, and summons have been sent to both Rabri Devi, Tejasvi Yadav and other family members time and again.
Rajasthan government has still not made any comments on the despicable act which
Welcome back. You're watching the trending burning question. I'm Niranjan. Rahul Gandhi is in the UK, and Rahul Gandhi in the last few days has made a series of comments. Now he claims he's criticizing the government, but there are many who claim that he's not just criticizing the government, he's running down India. He's gone one step further today to even attack and question our parliament. Take a look.
Conversation, the voice that was free-flowing, the debates, those have all stopped. Some of the biggest decisions taken, demonetization, which is demonetization of the Indian currency, we were not allowed to debate in Parliament. Right? The farmers' bills, where large numbers of farmers were out in the street, we were not allowed a conversation in Parliament. The GST, we were not allowed. When Chinese troops entered our territory, we were not allowed to have a conversation in Parliament.
BJP would like to very emphatically state with great agony that Mr. Rahul Gandhi has sought to shame India's democracy, India's polity, India's parliament, India's judicial system, and India's strategic security from a foreign land.
Just look at the data about participation in debates. The national average, as I said, is 41, and the state average is 68. And Rahul Gandhi's own record is a measly 6. So, and all the MPs from Kerala are actually opposition MPs in Parliament. They are not ruling party MPs.
Joining us on the trending burning question are Aparajita Sarangi, national spokesperson, also a member of Parliament in the Lok Sabha of the BJP, Karan Verma, author, political analyst, Shyam Prasad Meka, who's a leader of the Congress party, joining us on the show, along with Dr. Sumansi Raman, political analyst. Let me start with the parliamentarian from the BJP now. It's simple. I mean, if you have issues with India and the Indian Parliament, why go to the Chatham House and tell the British that there's an issue with the Parliament and that democracy is dead, and continue to have a dismal record in Parliament without giving up that membership? If he really has issues with the Parliament, if he believes that mics are being silenced, it's part of a design. Aparajita Sarangi, as someone who's in the Parliament, how do you respond to what Rahul Gandhi has said today?
Rahul Gandhi wants to bring down the image of Prime Minister Modi and his government wherever the opportunity arises for him. But in the process, he tarnishes the image of the country and 140 crore Indians and all the institutions which are revered by one and all in our country. He had forgotten that he was on a foreign land, or maybe it was deliberate on his part. And I'm sure here is a frustrated man who had been speaking all through. We know what's the condition of his party back home in India. In 1951, there was a time when, barring Tamil Nadu, Congress was everywhere in the country. And now we know in 3 states only they have their chief ministers, and we don't see Congress anywhere. We are aware of this fact. So I think they are decimated. 4,033 MLAs in the whole country, and they have only 658 MLAs out of these 4,033. And this percentage has been coming down since 2014. About 24% of the MLAs of the country were those of the Congress, and now this percentage has come down to 6%. So I think he will be a frustrated man. But I must say, in fact, I'm reminded of a few words in Hindi. Please allow me to say that. ना समझ ही रहते तो ठीक था, उलझने बढ़ गई जब से समझदार होने की कोशिश की. When we go abroad, we have to follow an unwritten code of conduct. There are certain standards of conduct, and we have to conform to those standards. I think this is the responsibility of each one of us. Puerile, immature, irresponsible, and far from the truth. I think these are the words and expressions that are coming to my mind when I hear Rahul Gandhi in London, in Cambridge. After the tremendous success of his Bharat Jodo Yatra within the country, he went on London Yatra. And he wanted to seek the help of Europe and America to restore democracy in our country. What kind of attitude is this? I fail to understand. But you know, I mean, I was telling on another platform, and right now I'm telling you, Rahul Gandhi has been a habitual offender. It's not new to him. If you see the instances of the past, he has done this earlier too. So this is a repetition of what he has done earlier. I'm reminded of 2017. He was in the University of California in America, and there he said, the Prime Minister Modi's government is trying to spread hatred and violence in India. And number two, in January 2018, just after he took over as the president of his party, he had gone to Bahrain. I think it was his first visit to a foreign land after assuming presidency. And there he had said, Prime Minister Modi's government has failed on all fronts, and he has not been able to create jobs for the youth of the country. And number three, again in August 2018, he was in Hamburg, Germany, and he spoke against Prime Minister Modi and the government in the same vein. And now, as I said earlier, I reiterate, he is asking Europe and America to intervene. It is extremely unfortunate, and we had expected that Mallikarjun Kharge or Madam Sonia Gandhi would come out into the open and actually rein this gentleman. Maybe he doesn't know what he's saying, or maybe it is deliberate on his part. And I would be right if I say that he is presiding over the liquidation of his umpire, that is the Congress. So I think by these statements, he's actually bringing Congress down. He's not tarnishing the image of our Prime Minister or our countrymen. He's actually tarnishing the image of his own party and his own folks. So I think it's always better for Rahul Gandhi to kind of, you know, look within himself, and he should not take his frustration out on a foreign soil.
Okay. Shyam Prasad Meka, just looking at the record of Rahul Gandhi as an MP in the current Lok Sabha. National average of attendance is about 79%. Rahul Gandhi's average is 52. Number of debates that a parliamentarian usually participates in is about 41. State average is 68.2. Rahul Gandhi's average is 6. That's the number of debates he's participated in, 6. Number of questions, national average 163, state average 216. Rahul Gandhi's average is 92. Private members bill, national average 1.2, state average 3.7. Rahul Gandhi's record is 0. Now, my question to you is, looking at just the statistics, his dismal record as a parliamentarian aside, now, if you have political differences, that's okay. But to go to another country and say democracy is dead and that the parliament is ineffective, etc. Now, there is a growing feeling, and even critics are beginning to say, some within the opposition, that he may have crossed the line this time.
Okay, Niranjan ji, first of all, let me begin by thanking our co-panelist, Aparajita ji, for acknowledging the tremendous success of Bharat Jodo Yatra. Thank you, madam, for that. Second, now coming to the topic. So I don't say anything wrong in what Mr. Gandhi has said. If there are any questions, in the Chatham House debate, he clarified it amply and sufficiently. Second, let's take a step bad thing, right? This is such a cliche that on a foreign soil, what are we talking about? In this globalized world, even if you speak in your own gully in this country, it's global. So just come out of that usual cliched statements of on a foreign soil. Wherever you speak, you speak what you believe in. You speak what is good for the people of the country. And that's what Rahul Gandhi has done. Coming to the insult or damaging the image of the country, I don't see where he has done that. It actually enhances the image of India as a democratic country where when all institutions are behind people who are questioning the government, there is one person who can go across the country on foot and talk about the issues, raise the questions, go globally and raise the same questions. There is nothing wrong with it. It actually enhances the image of the democracy of India in the eyes of the world. So forget about the foreign soil, talk about the content of what he said. What is wrong in it? He said, he mentioned about the problems that we are seeing to the democracy, to the challenges the democracy is facing in India, so that the Indian system is resilient, the opposition is resilient, opposition is watchful, and it's coming out and speaking. What is wrong in it? Why we are getting so worked up? Why we want to take the prime time and discuss these issues and try to tarnish the image of Mr. Gandhi rather than talking about the price rise, talking about the unemployment, talking about failed economic policy. What are we trying to do? That's the question I want to put forward.
Okay. Let me take that question to Karan Verma. And Karan, I mean, he's saying it's completely usual. But it is unusual that an opposition leader, maybe not unusual for the Congress party, because we still remember that time when, for some odd reason, Kapil Sibal went to London with an EVM. You remember that time when he went to... You remember that, Mr. Meka? Let me put this question to Karan Verma, actually. Karan, you think if the BJP, they hold news conferences and they say often that he's crossed the line. But there is something called the Ethics Committee. You see, the problem is they make charges, but nothing is really reported. For example... According to the Ethics Committee, and Aparajita would know this, Karan, if any person or member makes a complaint relating to unethical conduct of a member of Lok Sabha, which seems to have been a case, in this particular case, if the BJP is going to follow through with what it's saying in news conferences, they can go make a complaint relating to quote-unquote unethical conduct, comments that he's making. But do you think they often fall short on going the full hog?
Absolutely, and they should go the full hog this time. Let me tell you this, Siranjan. Rahul Gandhi today has violated his oath as Member of Parliament. As Member of Parliament, everybody who is elected takes an oath to uphold the integrity and sovereignty of the country. This man has gone abroad and sought foreign intervention. He said, what is US and UK doing about it? Why are you all silent just because of trade and money? I mean, if this is not a treasonous statement, if this is not violative of the oath, I wonder whatever is violative. And talking of death of democracy, it's so rich coming from Rahul Gandhi. I mean, the party which has imposed Article 356 93 times to topple elected government, a party which very recently pressed sedition charges against an individual in Chhattisgarh who just complained of electricity interruption. He was charged with sedition charges. A party that slapped 9,000 sedition cases on activists in one single day back in 2012. A party that brought about the First Amendment limiting freedom of speech back in the 1950s. A party that imposed emergency in 1975. A party that brought the 42nd Amendment to limit the power of judicial review. A party that brought in 1988, tried to bring the anti-defamation law, and in 2013 wanted to bring the anti-communal bill. I mean, can you imagine this party preaching democracy and liberal values to people?
Yes.
And three more things that Rahul Gandhi said, which are in extremely bad taste. And I'm telling you, even Congress people are enraged at what Rahul Gandhi said. He said China stands for harmony. I mean, can you imagine these intruders? They stand for harmony. Those who detained 1.5 million Uyghur Muslims,
yes,
they are standing for harmony. And he said we lost 2,000 square kilometers of our territory. I mean, this is again treasonous. The DGMO has time and again confirmed that we've not ceded an inch. So I think it's in very bad taste, and the Congress owes an apology, and the BJP must take this up and go the full hog.
Okay, Sumant, I'm quoting what he said. He says, our mics are not out of order. They are functioning, but you still can't switch them on. He says that's happened to me a number of times while I'm speaking. For the last 15 years that I've been in a newsroom, I have seen that never has his mic been muted, at least when he's speaking. So what exactly is he talking about?
Never.
Yeah, Suman.
Niranjan, first of all, this issue of not raising these things when you're abroad, but you can do it when you're in India. My mind goes back to 2015 when I'm going to ask the BJP spokesperson to remind me who it was who, when abroad, said that until recently people were ashamed to say that they were born in India. I don't know. I mean, maybe Aparajita Sarangi or Karan can sort of throw light on who it was who said something, which basically said that people were ashamed to say that they were from India or to have been born in India. I don't know what can be more, insulting of the country than that. Now,
so, sir, does that justify this behavior?
No, 1 second. Sir, who said it, sir? I don't remember. Can you jog my memory, please?
Whoever said it.
No, I mean, I don't remember. So maybe, no, it wasn't Rahul Gandhi. That much I know. But I'm just trying to, because you said abroad he made this statement. So I'm just trying to say that worse statements have been made abroad and not by Rahul Gandhi. Second, Niranjan, you read out a lot of important parliamentary, statistics. You didn't actually read out the statistics of the Prime Minister. Why not you read that?
No, but how can you compare? Okay, just playing devil's advocate here. But can you compare that?
For all practical purposes.
You cannot compare.
How can you compare?
One minute.
MP of
I'm just saying, read it out for the audience.
You just cannot compare Prime Minister Modi.
One second.
With MP of Wayanad.
Why are you getting agitated, madam? I'm just asking. He read out certain statistics of Rahul Gandhi with the average parliamentarian. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, for all practical purposes, is the leader of the Congress party, even though people say Mallikarjun Kharge or his mother was acting president.
He doesn't have a post. The Prime Minister has a post and a constitutional duty.
No, sir. For all
Mallikarjun Kharge is the Congress chief. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is the leader of the House in the Lok Sabha.
You tell me.
What is his?
Okay, one minute. Now you tell me, Niranjan, that there is the number of debates in which the Prime Minister has participated in the Parliament. Give me the list. Give me the numbers. No, I'm just trying to understand how unfair these statistics are being.
It may not be a fair comparison, Sumant. In all honesty, it may not be a fair comparison.
It cannot be compared.
Why is it not?
Because he's the Prime Minister.
It's an unfair comparison. You give us the statistics.
I think it's okay, Sumant, for the sake of argument.
Let us say it's an unfair comparison.
Yeah.
But you tell us the statistic.
Yeah, I tried looking it up.
Be enlightened.
I tried looking it up. I don't have it right now in front of me. It says not available.
You should.
I tried looking it up. It's not available on record.
You will be surprised to find how it shapes up against the statistics you read out for.
But it may be an unfair. For the sake of argument, Sumant, if you're saying that, I understand, but I don't think it's fair to compare the two. It's not fair.
One second. Let me complete my point. As far as what he has said about the third thing, the big thing, how can he ask foreign powers to intervene? He never asked any foreign power to intervene.
No, he did, Sumant.
He was merely, no, he didn't. All he said was, look, these are countries that pay a high price on freedom of speech and so on.
No, but why
are they silent when freedom of speech
but Sumant, who are we?
Democracy.
No, 1 second. Who is the US or UK to intervene and lecture India? Why are we banking on the US and UK to lecture India and hoping that the US and UK will lecture to India? India doesn't lecture them, right? We don't need lessons. We don't need lessons. That's my limited point.
Anthony Blinken
ahead.
was in Delhi.
Okay.
Why are you not doing anything?
Please go and see his statement.
Okay,
Why did you not ask him
maybe
in the G20 Foreign Ministers Summit?
Maybe we'll
Why
do
are
a
you
longer
exiling
debate on this,
India?
Sumant.
Mind your business.
Sumant.
You didn't ask him that.
Sumant, I think we'll do a longer debate on this. Mr. Meka, Sumant, Karan and Aparajita, only because I've run out of time, we have to start the debate. We'll have a longer debate on this, okay? And let's hope there's no debate on this parliamentarian again tomorrow. With that hope, thank you for joining us on the Trending Burning Question this evening. The debate is coming up next. Stay tuned.
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, P-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangster scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
स्ट्रेचर पर लेटा हुआ यही शख्स उस्मान उर्फ विजय कुमार है। प्रयागराज उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में दूसरा बड़ा इनकाउंटर पुलिस ने किया है, जिसे आज तड़के सुबह कौंदियारा थाना इलाके में पुलिस ने बाहर गिराया। इसे पोस्टमार्टम के लिए लेकर जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बड़ी कामयाबी है एसटीएफ के लिए, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस के लिए।
CBI team has reached Rabri residence in Patna. Tej Pratap Yadav, Rabri Devi, all are present inside the residence. This is the interrogation pertaining to the land for job scam which was done during Lalu Yadav's tenure as railway minister. The case is in the High Court in Delhi as well as the Patiala Court, and summons have been sent to both Rabri Devi, Tejasvi Yadav and other family members time and again.
Rajasthan government has still not made any comments on the despicable act which reportedly its policemen has done on the widows of the CRPF martyrs. When the wives of the CRPF martyrs went to Ashok Gehlot, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, to ask for the promise to them by the Rajasthan government, instead of acknowledging to the demands, they were manhandled. Does not only insult the widows of CRPF martyrs, but this also enrages the modesty of women.
That India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, P-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva. Why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangsters scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
स्ट्रेचर पर लेटा हुआ यही शख्स उस्मान उर्फ विजय कुमार है। प्रयागराज उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में दूसरा बड़ा इनकाउंटर पुलिस ने किया है, जिसे आज तड़के सुबह गोंदियारा थाना इलाके में पुलिस ने बाहर गिराया। इसे पोस्टमार्टम के लिए लेकर जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बड़ी कामयाबी है एसटीएफ के लिए, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस के लिए।
CBI team has reached robbery residence in Patna. Tej Pratap Yadav, Rabri Devi, all are present inside the residence. This is the interrogation pertaining to the land for job scam which was done during Lalu Yadav's tenure as railway minister. The case is in the High Court in Delhi as well as the Patiala Court, and summons have been sent to both Rabri Devi, Tejasvi Yadav and other family members time and again.
India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo, P-H-A-G, bhaglo, meaning participate in the process of development. Or bhaglo, which means run away. This is a no-nonsense approach. The law-abiding citizens of this country, fed up of the mafia, the corruption, the terrorism, the threat, and the pseudo-secular Soros approach, they have come to love the Yogi approach. Why do people who say that India must dismantle Hindutva, why do these people have a problem when you say dismantle the mafia Yogi style? They say he dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the mafia. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle their secular gangsters. They say dismantle Hindutva, I say dismantle the weak negativity and corruption that people like Atiq Ahmed and gangster politicians have come to represent. Doesn't Atiq Ahmed, Mukhtar Ansari and a whole lot of this gangster scum, the fact that Yogi gets them groveling, doesn't it make you want to rejoice? And that's why I began by saying that you know that India has changed when gangsters scum like Atiq Ahmed run for cover.
स्ट्रेचर पर लेटा हुआ यही शख्स उस्मान उर्फ विजय कुमार है। प्रयागराज उमेश पाल हत्याकांड में दूसरा बड़ा इनकाउंटर पुलिस ने किया है, जिसे आज तड़के सुबह गोंदियारा थाना इलाके में पुलिस ने बाहर गिराया। इसे पोस्टमार्टम के लिए लेकर जा रहे हैं। दूसरी बड़ी कामयाबी है एसटीएफ के लिए, उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस के लिए।
CBI team has reached robbery residence in Patna. Tej Pratap Yadav, Rabri Devi, all are present inside the residence. This is the interrogation pertaining to the land for job scam which was done during Lalu Yadav's tenure as railway minister. The case is in the High Court in Delhi as well as the Patiala Court, and summons have been sent to both Rabri Devi, Tejasvi Yadav and other family members time and again.
Rajasthan government has still not made any comments on the despicable act which reportedly its policemen has done on the widows of the CRPF martyrs. When the wives of the CRPF martyrs went to Ashok Gehlot, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, to ask for the promise to them by the Rajasthan government, instead of acknowledging to the demands, they were manhandled. Does not only insult the widows of CRPF martyrs, but this also enrages the modesty of women.
that India has changed when a gangster called Atiq Ahmed runs for cover. There is one particular phrase that Yogi Adityanath used today that has gone totally viral. Bhaglo ya bhaglo. Bhaglo. B-H-A-G. Bhaglo.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for The Debate.
The Debate at 9, presented by Amity University, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Century Ply and Panasonic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching The Debate with me, Shavin Sen. I'm filling in for our editor-in-chief, Arnab Goswami, who will be back very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, one thing becomes absolutely clear, that when it comes to corruption, there isn't a single political party which can claim a high moral ground. Take a look at what happened in the state of Karnataka, where a BJP legislator gets a hero's welcome when his son has been caught red-handed. The Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, who's no longer the Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, is behind bars, and his boss says that the Prime Minister should not speak about corruption because it does not really sound good coming out from his mouth. And then you have Lalu Prasad Yadav, who's also being questioned by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and his family members are now openly threatening